I am waiting for my laundry to finish. I know you don't get these impressive events every single commentary video, so calm down, calm down. I'm gonna do laundry like once a week. I just wanted to make a commentary video because I hadn't for a while, and I was like, you know, I have to wait. Like I'm just fully out of clothes, so I gotta wait regardless. So I might as well do something productive with it. I just got back from a run, which was really nice, and I finished eating, or not eating, drinking water. Wow, so original and impressive. But the thing I did different today was I squeezed some lime in it, because I had like a month or two ago. I like drinking a lot of water in the morning. I find it helps me wake up and it makes me feel really good. But sometimes I just don't want to drink a lot of water, and so for a while I had this like flavored thing that I would just put in a big like mason glass of water with some ice. But I ran out of that, and I feel like I've been drinking less water because of that. So today I experimented. I squeezed some lime in it. I don't know if that was the best flavor combo, I'm gonna be honest. Tomorrow I'm gonna try oranges though, so that should be a nice refreshing way to get some liquids in me in the morning. Today's run was pretty good though. I did some sprinting after I ran like 2 miles, and then I did some sprinting. I don't really know for how long. Probably wasn't anything super impressive, but oh my gosh, bro, sprinting so hard. I just absolutely cooked myself, but in a good way. You know, part of the reason that I did that was I played it in a soccer game for the first time in like 5 years, maybe 6 years. A couple of months ago, and I realized how cooked I got from sprinting, and so today I was like, you know, let's try some sprinting here. Let's see how it goes. Maybe also part of the reason that I did that was I was watching some YouTube videos of a college runner. I can't remember his name, but I was watching those, and I was like, oh dang, maybe I should try some like running faster. Honestly, I probably won't keep it up a ton, but it's probably good to like have every once in a while, because I just remember hearing one time a conversation of like somebody like talking about when you get to your 40s, when was the last time you actually like sprinted? Probably not since you were like 20, you know? So it's probably a good thing to just keep up on it. You know, the last time I sprinted before this was like a couple months ago. It just feels like a good life thing. Maybe that's also because I kind of grew up doing sports and soccer, and so that was like a part of my life. But regardless, the other thing I wanted to mention was when I was watching this like just this college runner YouTube channel. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I wonder how old this guy is. He's born in 2005, bro. What? For the longest time, people who were like born, you know, after me, after 2002, they're just like so young. And then I'm just watching this YouTube channel of a guy in college, and college for me, it feels like somewhat of an adult activity. And then I'm like, what? This dude's like 3 years younger than me. What the flip, bro? I'm getting kind of old. This is kind of hype. I'm gonna get so wise. You know, I love talking to older people. I feel like I've tried to have an older soul, you know, growing up, like talking to adults. Like, people just have so much life wisdom. Point in case, I called up my mom this summer after a breakup. Oh my gosh, she's just so smart, dude. She knows so many things. She had so much life experience too. It was just so good to talk. I just watched that back and I realized I just called my mom old. Sorry mom, I love you. You know, old's like a relative term. If you're one day older than me, you're like old in a sense, you know? Oh my gosh, bro, I just actually trapped myself there. Oh, it's so bad. But you know, being old is friggin' hype. I feel like I've learned so much this summer. I feel like over the past couple of years, I've just learned so much, and I'm still changing so much as a person. You know, my brain's not even fully developed yet. I still got another 2 years to go. Look at that. Like, I don't know. Life's pretty cool. Okay, I wanted to go talk about some Minecraft stuff as well, not just real life. Number one, the speedrun. The speedrun's old, bro. I don't know how long ago this was recorded, but I have not speedran in a good 3 weeks, maybe. Partly because of the trip, and then also just like some personal stuff that I just haven't been like playing because of that. But I'll probably get back into it relatively soon after I finally learn my new hotkeys. That's freaking right. I changed up my hotkeys. So I wish I could show you how bad I am here. This is old footage where I actually know how to use my hotkeys. But I changed them up 3 days ago. I shouldn't dog on myself too much. Honestly, I think I've been like adjusting really well. I have Blockwars today, and Honestly, I almost feel, dare I say it, fully used to my hotkeys. That's probably not the case. I'll probably be playing slightly worse, but I think I'm adjusting pretty well. I changed up a couple. What did I change up? I changed up like my inventory button. That's huge. I changed up my 3 slot where my pickaxe is. That's huge. I changed up my offhand and my 9 slot. And then also my 4 slot. So I changed up about half of my keybinds. And let me tell you, it is a whirlwind trying to undo all of your muscle memory. But I think I've had a decent mindset for trying to make these new changes. You know, I've been trying to put myself in a lot of different situations in Minecraft. I've been doing some speedrunning. I've been doing some PvP. I've been doing like just mini games, trying to really put myself in a lot of different situations to learn these things. There's a couple of practice maps in the speedrunning, like big mega practice map that have been super useful for trying to learn keybinds. And there's like some that I'm basically fully accustomed to, like my 3 slot. I think that's really good. My 3 slot is now what? E, so it used to be my inventory. That one, honestly, kind of nice to learn, because I think a really good way to learn is when you get really quick feedback when you do something wrong. And so every single time I try to switch my my pickaxe slot, giant UI of my inventory opens up. It's just like a giant flashing warning saying, you did it wrong, you did it wrong. And low-key, I think stuff like that helps you learn faster. Because if I just clicked E, trying to switch to my pickaxe, and nothing happened, I don't think my brain would adjust as well. It feels like kind of true from my experience. I'm drawing a lot from a book I read called, what was it called? It was called The Inner Game of Tennis. And it was very interesting because it talked about the different ways you learn muscle memory. And a lot of the time, like if you're somebody who's struggling like with your forehand stroke in tennis, like according to this book, you can have a really good player tell you, oh, you're like not like bringing your racket back as far as you should. You should be doing this, this, and this. And if you did change those things, you would play better. But it's really hard for your brain to adjust to that. And so a better way to learn is just say, okay, notice how far back you're swinging, you're pulling your racket. Don't change anything about what you're doing, but just simply notice how far you're bringing your racket back. Like, just pay attention to that. And you'll often find that when you only when you just pay attention to something, you will start to make those changes naturally, and it becomes a lot easier to be aware of what you're doing and then hence make your changes. So yesterday I was just spamming out all of these different kinds of practice. One of which that was really fun was mace PvP. Oh my gosh. I am so bad at mace PvP, bro. That's all. I've been doing a lot of new things. I'm learning cart PvP with Leowook. I'm doing like an hour a day just like to see how good I can get in a week. I started learning mace PvP for the first time, and by learning, I mean literally just trying it out. The first time using the mace for me was a week and a half ago, so I have very little experience, but it's been super fun. I'm trying to like, I should really, I think I'm at the point where I've tried it enough on my own. I should get with a coach to actually like tell me what the current strats are, but that's been really fun, and I think that was really good for hotkey practice as well. Definitely trolled a little bit yesterday trying to like offhand sort my inventory before the match. I'm so slow. They just come on to me before I'm ready, and it's just GG. It's just GG. Another really good one for practicing hotkeys is UHC kit. That and also probably crystal PvP. I've just never been a big crystal fan, but UHC is really good because it forces you to use a lot of different hotkeys, and so I've gotten almost comfortable enough to where I can sort my whole hotbar before I run into the player, but regardless, it's just been very good practice all around. I also think that sleeping really helps solidify changes that you're trying to make, especially if you think about them before you go to bed. You know, because sleep just inherently is your brain kind of going into a repairing kind of mode where it's trying to determine what memories to keep, like literally physiologically, like what memories to keep, what was important. And I think sleep is just super powerful for learning new stuff. And so I try to use that as benchmarks in a sense. Dude, I took a nap 2 days ago or something when I started to learn this stuff, and I was like, dang, I got like 2 sleep sessions in a practice. Because I think it just is good. I'm also just a huge fan of sleep for mental and physical well-being in general. It's a huge point of mine. I make it a very big priority to get good sleep. And you can't always get good sleep. Like 2 weeks ago, I could not go to sleep for like 3 days. I mean, I went to sleep, but I just like couldn't go to sleep on time. And that was just because of some personal stuff. But I got on some calls at like 1 or 2 in the morning to just talk, and so that kind of sufficed. But in general, I think I get pretty good sleep. So in about 2 hours, I'm going to be playing in Blockwars, and that'll be the first real big test of my new hotkeying, because it's going to be in an environment where it's stressful. I want to perform, and I gotta perform. So the big ones right now I probably need to focus on are perspective changing. I changed that to a different keybind. That's been throwing me off a little bit. Maybe my 4 key. I think my 4 key's basically good. Honestly, my biggest goal isn't even hotkeys with this event. My biggest goal is I just want to enjoy it. And I know it sounds kind of silly, but I played in an event a couple of days ago. It was a speedrunning-esque event where it was first team. It was actually a charity event, so that was really cool. But obviously, like, even if it's a charity event, I'm still going to be competitive. I still want to win. And the goal was first people to kill the dragon wins, yada, yada, yada. There was like a 2-hour time limit before you could enter the end. And so I spent 2 hours feeling like I geared up pretty well. I was ready to get in the end, have this cool, awesome end fight. And then I load into the end, and there's just so much delay on the loading screen. Somebody had entered 5 seconds before me. They hit me off with a knockback sword. I'm in the void. I lost literally everything. And it felt so bad because I was just so invested in doing well. And I honestly felt bad, like pretty bad about it afterwards. And I didn't like how I was in the mental dumps after doing that, because I just lost. You know, it was totally fair. They hit me in the void, even though like literally the server, like I load into the end, I'm instantly in the void just because of server delay. But I don't want that to happen with Blockwars, so I'm going to try to be very intentional with being present and just having a good time. So wish me luck. I guess once this commentary video is out, the whole event will have been over, but I hope you guys are doing pretty well. I feel like I've been getting back in a rhythm with life, so probably some more commentaries soon, but I'm not going to make any promises. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.